Greetings, Dr. Joseph Martin. Perception and reality, filters and truth. We'd like to look at how we can receive and perceive a reality and perhaps the absolute truth more clearly, more constantly, all the time. And we can see that the spiritual sciences and the human psychology sciences are merging to the point where we can speak of this from a spiritual perspective as well as from a psychological perspective. In, say, the spiritual sciences, in particular what the Buddha taught, we can see that he was intent on clearing his mind from the confusion and the boxes and the walls and the monkey mind jumping around to creating just a pure, empty, open mind, what we could call, and is called in the Buddhist tradition, clear light or clear light mind. Now, there is a necessary individual evolution that we can undergo, which is part of the larger global collective evolution that we're all undergoing together right now on the planet. And this is to move from the muddiness of our perceived illusions, or even sometimes their misperceptions. We don't quite hear or see or feel or communicate or receive communications accurately. It's as if you had maybe 7 or 10 series of lenses over top of your eyes that are all foggy or cloudy or distorted or broken or just dirty. And one at a time, what we can do, we can learn to do, and I'm going to share what the techniques are and the methodologies that actually work for this, is take one set of lenses off at a time until you're just left with pure, clear light vision. Or it's like walking around in a dark maze and you're trying to find the center or perhaps the way out of this maze. It's dark. There's so many twists and turns. You don't know which way to go. There's no sense of direction. And there's no sense of path to follow. Moving out of that kind of complex, dark metaphor into just like an open, serene, full summer landscape, just an open hilltop where you can see all the beauty around you, you can see the light, and you can be one with the light. Well, these are just some metaphors or similes of this process. So, in terms of psychological techniques, there are a number of things that you can learn and train in that would be valuable for you. One of them is, of course, Jungian psychology, where you can learn the techniques to move from the unconscious to the conscious. And that would be to learn to remember your dreams and write them down and transmute and transform them with the processes we know when we do Jungian analysis. And you can train yourself to do lucid dreaming as well, where you are still awake within a dream. And you'll be able to know the difference between dreams in the unconscious and visions or dreams that come from a superconscious place. And your mind will be able to be really clear and aware that there are some techniques that are allowing your mind to take itself to a higher place where it's smoother, it's more open, it's more fresh, there's more of a flow, and there's more of a sense of some higher reality coming through to you that is not of your own making, but it is intrinsically your source in any case. Now, along with this, we have neuro-linguistic programming, where you can train yourself to move between the first and second and third states of awareness, or positions, we call it, positions of consciousness or awareness, where the first position is the ego. And important, the second stage or second position is very important to learn to communicate more appropriately. And 90% of life is really about communicating more openly with more vulnerability and love and listening. Second position is taking the position of the other person, being in their body, their mindset, their perceptions, their illusions or realities, whatever you might want to call them, so you can really get to understand somebody from the inside out. Of course, we all have two sides to ourselves, so you can do this with your shadow side your higher self side, your ego side, whatever it may be. And in neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, we have the third position where you're up above in a higher state of awareness, looking down at what the ego is thinking or perceiving or misperceiving, and seeing what the challenges are with the little boxes we have in our mind. And these boxes, as we know from Jungian psychology, are all based on emotional complexes in the unconscious that have to do with our early childhood relationships with our mother, our father, our siblings, and other people as well. And we know from karmic psychology that these are also inherited from the past minds that you lived in different bodies in earlier times. All these are valuable to look at to find a greater method and hope and courage and techniques and skills, and of course it's all learned, to be able to pull away the walls and pull away the boxes of your mind, the little prisons, the dark kind of labyrinths that you live in, and bring the light in. Let the light in from the superconscious, from the cosmic consciousness, the Christ consciousness, so that your mind is able to drop away from its misperceptions and its illusions to a greater, higher vibrational clarity of just knowing reality. Just knowing not only your own truth for yourself in your heart of hearts, and your own intuition, your deepest emotional, spiritual center, but also just a higher source, truth and reality that exists throughout all time and space and beyond, in all dimensions, not just here on Earth, around the cosmos as well, in the universe. This is a great goal that we're all engaged upon right now. It's the most valuable goal that you can have in life, both individually and as a collective here now, to help us move through into the next great stage of our global evolution on planet Earth and leave something of great value for our descendants to come. Most importantly of all, it's about communication. So much of the warfare and challenges and fights and issues between people and nations and colors and genders and orientations is all based on miscommunication, misperceptions, shadow projection. And when you can understand that these are these ways, these warped past ways of miscommunicating, really are destroying ourselves and our happiness and creating a lot of suffering individually and among your significant other, with you and your family and friends and other nations as well. The end to suffering, the end to misery, as the Buddha says, is to open up to the clear light mind and to communicate from your heart just the pure love of your heart, the pure goodness in your heart, the pure kindness and righteousness in your heart. That is also always telling. When you're in the presence of somebody who magnetically is just showing this great, open, loving heart, you feel it. They don't have to say it. You feel it, you know it, you intuit it, you understand it. It heals you, it opens you, it challenges you to go deeper and higher with your own great love and your own magnetic heart. And it challenges you to be more open in communicating your true vulnerabilities and create some honest communication, create some deeper, better friendships. And this is the way the whole community, the global community, will evolve. It's a challenge. It's the best challenge to accept and to grow with. I wish you all well on your path with this learning to be the reality and the truth of the love that you are, that is one with the source of all that is. Dr. Joseph Martin, Namaste, all blessings and love to you from my heart to your heart.